Hello again, everybody, and welcome to Power Pro Wrestling. I'm Jim Ross, and I'll be your host for the next 60 minutes. We've got a great program in store for you here today. We're going to see some great tag team action from the Sam Houston Coliseum. The Guerreros, Chavo and Hector, going against Stan Lane and Steve Kern, better known as the Fabulous Ones. We'll also see one of the great tag team combinations in wrestling history, the Rock and Roll Express, in just a few moments in action. I'll also have later in the hour an exclusive interview with Ricky Morton and Robert Gibson. They have been accepted to the Jim Crockett Senior Memorial Tag Team Tournament for $1 million. Now that happens, remember, on Saturday night, April the 19th in the Superdome in New Orleans. I understand tickets go on sale on Monday, March the 10th at all Ticketmaster outlets in New Orleans. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we'll talk more about that event as the hour progresses. But right now, let's go to the ring and see the Rock and Roll Express in action.
By the Rock and Roll Express as they go into action against Ben Alexander and David Dillinger. What an exciting hour. What excitement going on in NWA Wrestling, Bob. Ricky Morton, Robert Gibson. The Rock and Roll Express, Big and Ben Alexander. And Robert Gibson as we start. These two men, Johnny, you've never seen anybody electrify a large crowd any more than they do when they come into the arena. A lot of excitement, as you mentioned in the opening of the program, Bob, but also there's more excitement as Arn Anderson has been told that you're next to get your leg broke. And on the other hand, Tully Blanchard has vowed to have that National Heavyweight Championship in 4 more weeks. Lots of things are happening, and the action in the ring, the Rock and Roll Express. Beautiful timing. Fantastic team in the way they work together. Their timing is just a thing of beauty. That one right there, Bob. Hey, you got a winner! The Rock and Roll Express.
Ricky Morton and Robert Gibson, the Rock and Roll Express, victorious here on Power Pro Wrestling. And when we come back, I'll have an exclusive interview with those two athletes about their acceptance to the Jim Crockett Senior Memorial Tag Team Tournament. We'll hear their comments right after our first timeout. All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's coming up on Saturday night, April the 19th in the Superdome, the 8th wonder of the world in New Orleans, Louisiana, the Jim Crockett Senior Memorial Tag Team Tournament. Everybody's talking about it around the wrestling world and around the sports world as far as that's concerned. Winner take all for $1 million. And ladies and gentlemen, one of the teams that has been accepted that you're going to see on April the 19th, the Rock and Roll Express. I want to ask Ricky Morton and Robert Gibson to come on in. Ladies and gentlemen, they have been accepted into this tournament. And fellas, first of all, congratulations, $1 million on the line on the 19th of April.
Well, thank you, Jim. You know, thank you in the Mid-South area and Jim Crockett's promotion You know, it was long and hard for Robert and myself, but we finally done it right here in New Orleans for $1 million a tag team tournament. And we're looking forward to it. You know, we have to go out, get ourselves in top shape because there's going to be top teams from all over the world. Japan, New England, Mexico, anybody trying to get that $1 million.
They say that the Russians will have a contingent there. They say that there will be teams from Canada. I understand that Jim Cornette's Midnight Express are very, very close in obtaining their bid as well. And when the people hear this, they may have already been accepted. But be that as it may, if they're there, somewhere along the way, I know the fans hope, and so do I, that the Rock and Roll Express and Midnight Express can hook it up one more time, hopefully for $1 million.
You know, Jim, not only you and the fans hope that happens, brother and I, we got a score to settle with the Midnight Express. They are the ones that ripped us off the World Tag Team titles. Jimmy Cornette, this is to you and your Midnight Express. You show up, because rock and roll is here to stay, and we will derail the Midnight Express, Jim.
That's right. Every time we go somewhere or we're anywhere, it seems like Jimmy Cornette and the Midnight Express shows up. But this time, brother, when we come to the ring, we're coming for $1 million. We don't care what steps in our way, Jimmy Cornette. You've done it time and time again. But this time right here, we're going to be ready for you, brother. We're coming in the ring at 110%. And we're coming to take that $1 million and party. Woo! I'm talking about Mardi Gras.
What a party, and it's going to happen April the 19th in the Superdome. Don't you miss it. Ricky Morton and Robert Gibson anxiously awaiting April the 19th when they'll go for $1 million in the Superdome in New Orleans, the Jim Crockett Sr. Memorial Cup Tag Team Tournament. Also now, ladies and gentlemen, from now until through April the 19th, we're going to be featuring one of the tag teams that you're going to be seeing on April the 19th. As a matter of fact, next week here on Power Pro Wrestling, we'll have a special look at the Road Warriors right here next week on PPW. And as a matter of fact, we're going to see Chavo and Hector Guerrero and the Fabs in this hour. They're both wanting to be in that tournament as well. Now, when we come back, we'll take a special look at the Birdman, Koko B. Ware, in action right after this from the network. Hello, everybody. I'm Jim Ross. Hope you're enjoying this great wrestling program. Please join us tomorrow morning for Power Pro Wrestling right here on WGNO Channel 26. Now, coming up on Sunday night, 7 o'clock, downtown Municipal Auditorium right here in New Orleans, a tremendous Mid-South wrestling event. You're going to see 8 great matches, 22 top stars. The Boogeyman, Jimmy Valiant, goes against gorgeous Jimmy Garvin with Precious. Koko B. Ware will be on this card. The New Zealand Sheep Herders will be there. Terry Taylor takes on Dick Slater. The Mid-South tag titles will be on the line, inside a steel cage more specifically. And Killer Carl Cox will be the special referee for this match. It'll be Ted DiBiase and Dr. Death defending against Dick Murdoch and the Superstar. Remember Killer Carl Cox? There you see him. He's returning to New Orleans as a special referee. Plus Jim Duggan and Mad Dog Buzz Sawyer take fist. Let's hear this from the Big Hacksaw.
Folks, I don't know if you understand this, but what we get to do is we get to take all the tape that we need to tape up these hands. And as all you folks out there in Mid-South know, it's going to take an awful lot of tape to tape all that stuff Jim Duggan's paws up. But then when I tape them up, baby, they're just not this. They're just not tape this. They're weapons, baby. They're lethal weapons. They're the thing that's going to knock you out, because it's not going to go 10 rounds. It's going to go quick, sir, because I've been waiting for this. Every time you go and get a little tough, you drag your can. Well, this time, baby, we got tape this, so the goalie's only going to get going tough one time. Sounds hard to say. It's going to be harder in the ring on you, sir, because like I said before, there's nothing I like better than taping up some grade A hams. And there's nothing I like better than having a shot at you. And there's nothing I like better than getting you to drag your can out of Mid-South. Tough guy.
This one will go 10 rounds. Now, Terry Taylor will be the second of Hacksaw Duggan. Dick Slater will be the second for Mad Dog Buzz Sawyer. Let's hear these comments from Slater and Sawyer.
The things a man can do in the ring is take his fist up from one end of his elbow all the way down to his hand. And you can use them tape fists just about to do anything to a man's face that doesn't look very good. Now, Buzz Sawyer has done a lot of rearranging on Jim Duggan before. But you know, Jim Duggan is so spastic and so uncoordinated that he's going to have a hard time holding them arms up for more than 2 rounds. And then when the third round comes there, I'm going to be right there in your ring. That's right. Me and Goody going to put eyes on you. That's right. That's right. Clean. I'm going to That's right.
Here's a Tremendous Mid-South Wrestling event Sunday, March 9th, 7 o'clock, downtown Municipal Auditorium. 8 great matches, 22 top stars. We'll tell you more later in this hour. Don't forget Thibodaux, Sunday, March 9th, 3 o'clock in the afternoon. 6-man elimination tag, Night Quit Showdown. Plus on Saturday, March the 8th in Covington, the new Walmart store on Highway 190 at I-12. From 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. will be Hacksaw Duggan and Terry Taylor. Don't miss the big Mid-South event live in New Orleans. We'll tell you more in the hour.
Power Professional Wrestling continues as we have action from the Tulsa Convention Center. It's Koko B. Ware going against Sean O'Reilly. Referee is Tommy Gilbert for this event. It's the Birdman circles, collar and elbow tie-up. Sean O'Reilly fires Koko off into the turnbuckle area. Sean's a big, strong rookie. Koko B. Ware is not lacking in the strength department either. He's a powerful young athlete. Extremely quick. There's Sean O'Reilly flexing his muscles a little bit. I think if Koko B. Ware manages to connect with that drop kick, Sean O'Reilly won't even be able to stand up to flex. Again to the collar and elbow tie-up. Koko gets a headlock. Koko tightening it up there. At this point, he's just trying to wear Sean down, I think, try to get control of him, test out the water a little bit. Hard shoulder smash. Koko off the ropes. O'Reilly reverses the hip toss and catches him, and the crowd here at the convention center loves it.
Sean's going down! Sean's going down! Sean's going down!
O'Reilly goes to the outside to try and rearrange his game plan. Referee Tommy Gilbert with the count there. Recently on Mid-South, we saw Koko B. Ware drop kick Gustavo Mendoza. That was probably one of the most devastating drop kicks we've seen in a while on Mid-South. I'd like to note, too, that I saw Gustavo Mendoza shortly after the match, and his teeth had been kicked completely through his lip. It's not a pretty sight. Sean O'Reilly there with a big forearm in the turnbuckle. Koko gets rocked by an elbow in the turnbuckle area. He doesn't want to stay back at that corner. O'Reilly's putting punishment to him. Sean's a big, strong kid. I'm sure a win over Koko Ware would really move him up in the rankings. Sean with a big body slam. Koko kicks out. Oh, man. O'Reilly put Koko right up over that top rope, and look at this. Sean O'Reilly getting a little bit cocky there, making some fun of Koko Ware, doing, I guess you call it a mockingbird. O'Reilly blasting away. Oh, but look at this. Koko B. Ware doing the bird. Sean O'Reilly better watch out. Koko comes off the ropes and hammers him. Koko's really taking it to Sean O'Reilly. He goes for the arm whip. O'Reilly reverses it. Koko quick up to the second turnbuckle. Man, there's that drop kick. The drop kick off the second rope. That'll impress. That's it for Sean O'Reilly. Koko B. Ware with another great victory here on Power Professional Wrestling. We hope to see more of this exciting, great wrestler in the future as Koko does the bird on the way out of the ring here. The fans really love the song. It's Morris Day's The Bird. Koko B. Ware, a new star on the horizon. Let's go back to Jim Ross.
The Birdman flying high on Power Pro Wrestling. Koko B. Ware. What a victory over Sean O'Reilly. And Koko Ware has been undefeated thus far in the Mid-South area. He is really progressing each and every week, and nobody, and I mean nobody, drop kicks like Koko B. Ware. We'll be back with great tag team action from the Sam Houston Coliseum right after our next commercial timeout.
Change the channel. You're seeing right. It's Buck Robley, but I'm with Super Pro Wrestling, and we'll be appearing in the area March the 1st in La Ranger at 8 p.m. We'll be in Metairie, Louisiana at the Landmark Motel on Sunday, March the 2nd at 7 p.m. Such stars as the Oates Brothers, Mr. Two, Wrestling Mr. Two is coming back. Mike George is back. My old nemesis, Skando Akbar, is going to be here. Many, many more stars. So look for us in the area. We'll be here.
That bell starts this tag team event between the Guerrero brothers, and they are the pair dressed in the black trunks. Hector Guerrero is in the ring now. Chavo Guerrero is on the outside. And you are looking at the Houston debut of the fabulous ones, the Fabs. And the Fabs are Steve Kern and Stan Lane. That's Hector Guerrero. And right now, as he goes into some of his work to try to confuse he's trying to confuse the Fabs, and the Fabs are trying to turn it right around against them. Here you have the younger crop of the wrestling world at its best. The Guerrero brothers have been wrestling since they were just kids out of the cradle, and they could be considered a veteran team, where Lane and Kern have been wrestling together for several years and doing absolutely great in all areas of the country. Here, I'll tell you, the way they are shaking this ring is the way it was shaken after the match that preceded this one between Terry Taylor and Dr. Death, and Dr. Death almost shook the ring apart after the match was over. He was unhappy about the whole decision. But now, as the referee comes out to try to settle things here with the Fabs and the Guerreros, he's got Stan Lane in the ring with Hector Guerrero, and as the pushing goes on, you can see who got the worst of it. Steve Kern started in that time, but he didn't come very far. The grip now, the throw over by Kern by Lane rather, was a good one, and he's bragging about it to the fans. Now remember, if you're watching this program on Saturday night, I can tell you that tomorrow night at the Sam Houston Coliseum, starting at 7 p.m., we have a tremendous wrestling card in this Coliseum. Maybe one of the biggest of 1985, and most certainly the last. And now, with the tag team action continuing, I'll tell you that if you're watching this on Sunday morning, then you know that tonight the action will break loose at 7 o'clock. And our ticket office is open all day at 1919 Caroline at the corner of Pierce. Hammerlock now for Hector Guerrero. He touches his brother Chavo, and Chavo comes in with the bounce on the arm that could just shake that arm right down into its socket. Saw the quick switch, and it was Guerrero who did it. Guerrero comes in there to suddenly take advantage of the fast movement of Stan Lane and to turn it against him. He did it. Twisting arm lock. And Chavo, former world's junior heavyweight champion and one of the game's best, keeps that double wrist lock on there tight. He knows there are a lot of things he can do from that particular position. And the fans are all of a sudden hushed waiting for Chavo to do it, and he got him down there by his own efforts and comes up with a hammerlock. So it's Chavo's grip. And there's a quick touch. In comes Hector Guerrero. And Hector goes up in the air and down on the arm, right about the elbow, and lands with his 220 pounds in the proper place. We have a great crowd here at the Sam Houston Coliseum tonight, just 2 days after Christmas, and then 2 more days, and it will be Sunday, and we will have action again here in the Sam Houston Coliseum. Don't miss it.
We hate to interrupt this match, but we have to take a commercial timeout, everybody, and we'll be back with the exciting conclusion of this tag team action right after this. Thanks very much for being with us, ladies and gentlemen. And each and every Saturday afternoon here in the Worldwide Wrestling program, I'll be coming to you with current Mid-South information, scheduling information, a lot of current things happening in the Mid-South area. As a matter of fact, in Covington on Saturday, March the 8th at the new Walmart store on Highway 190 at I-12 from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m., please join Terry Taylor and Hacksaw Duggan for a big autograph and picture party. Also, a great Mid-South event on Sunday, March the 9th in Thibodaux, 3 o'clock in the afternoon. That's in Thibodaux. A great Mid-South card, 6-man elimination tag, and an I Quit matchup. Now, right here in New Orleans downtown at the Municipal Auditorium on Sunday, March the 9th, 7 o'clock starting time. From Atlanta, the Boogeyman, handsome Jimmy Valiant, goes against gorgeous Jimmy Garvin. And now, let's hear this.
Ringside with gorgeous Jimmy Garvin and Precious coming to New Orleans to take on Jimmy the Boogie Woogie Man Valiant.
It's going to be quite an event, Tony. You know, I like all the people to bring their old ladies off of Canal Street, pull them up out of Bourbon Street in the gutters where they've been hanging out all their lives, and come and see the Boogie Woogie Man himself get his brains beat out. I mean, it's not every day, you know, the greatest wrestler in the world comes to New Orleans, but I'm coming, and Precious is going to be right by my side, and you know what? I think I need a kiss. Whoa. Ha 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 ha.
And now let's hear these comments from the one and only Boogeyman, Jimmy Valiant.
Ringside, New Orleans, Municipal Auditorium, Sunday, March 9th, 7 o'clock. You will see Jimmy, the Boogie Woogie Man Valiant, take on gorgeous Jimmy Garvin with Precious. And here he is, the Boogie Woogie Man, Jimmy Valiant.
What you got there, right? I want to say, all my people, all my brothers and sisters on the street, your Boogie Man's coming, baby. New Orleans, Louisiana, baby. And I want to say, Precious and beautiful, what's his name, Jack?
Jimmy Garvin.
Jimmy Garvin, look out. Boogie Man's in town. Woo!
That's going to be a wild and woolly situation on Sunday, March 9th, 7 o'clock downtown at the Municipal Auditorium. It's going to be a great one. Don't forget, Killer Carl Cox returns to referee the steel cage match for the Mid-South Tag titles. Terry Taylor challenges Dick Slater for the North American title. Jimmy Valiant and Jimmy Garvin get it on, plus Coco Ware, the Sheep Herders, and much more. And now let's hear special information on the upcoming Superdome Wrestling Extravaganza.
Saturday night, April 19th, the Superdome will be the site of the biggest live wrestling event in history. See in person the top 20 teams in wrestling compete for a $1 million prize in the first Jim Crockett Sr. Memorial Cup Tag Team Tournament. Teams signed and scheduled to compete live in the Dome include the Rock and Roll Express, the Midnight Express, Dusty Rhodes, and Magnum TA, the Road Warriors, the Mid-South Tag Champions, the Russians, and much more. These great teams, along with many others, will battle for the $1 million prize live in the Dome. Tickets for this event go on sale at all Ticketmaster outlets on Monday, March 10th. Get your tickets early.
Now by Chavo Guerrero, a man who favors that particular move and does it exceptionally well. Hit him solidly and hit him hard. He took him over and slammed him down into that canvas. And here comes Hector. And Hector's going up and down and landing solidly on that arm. And both of these teams know how they can work together. Quick tag by Chavo, and Hector may have been missed by the referee. At least that's what Kern on the outside is complaining about. But Stan Lane on the inside is taking the hammerlock. He's in trouble. He's having his problems. On the card, Sunday night, this Sunday night, tomorrow night, or today, depending on when you're watching this program, we will see Terry Taylor, who is going to be battling Killer Brooks. And who is Killer Brooks' manager? But Gary Hart, Wolfat himself, and he has returned to the Houston wrestling picture with a tough cookie under his wing. The Waxahachie Bandit, and he can really wrap him up in behind, and Hector's in position. He wraps him up, and whoa, he was thrown off that time. And through the ropes and off onto the floor goes Stan Lane, and he hits the concrete. I'll tell you, it's hard to tell these fellows apart. That snakeskin design on those wrestling trunks that they wear, the same kind of hair, the same kind of beard, and the same kind of muscles. There's no question about that. In the other corner, we have the brothers, and the brothers are easier to tell apart than those who are not related. So in comes Stan Lane. And now the referee is questioning which man was in, which man was out. How do you tell? Exactly, how do you tell? These two guys are clones. So now there's a peace offer, and there's not going to be a summit meeting before it takes place, I'll tell you. The fans are all warning Hector, wanting him not to fall victim to the effort. He's willing. His brother tells him to watch out. His brother has had a little more experience than Hector, and Chavo knows the trick and knows it well. A quick move by Hector Guerrero, and he bends that hand back, gets it off center, and pours it to him. There was a quick change by Hector and Chavo Guerrero. You can see Kern on the outside as he held him in there. Now as he pounds away at Chavo Guerrero, there's a quick doubling up, and they go after him. Hector's out of the ring, and you can see what happened to Chavo. 10 minutes have gone by in this battle. The man down is Chavo Guerrero. And as he starts to get up to try to get into a defensive position, he's got two men in there who are heckling him with kicks and blows. And did he run into a solid wall? He just was clobbered for sure that time. And as the referee now tries to get Hector out of the ring, the brother Chavo is catching it on the outside again. He's catching it from both men, and again he comes over here to get the referee involved, and Chavo is taking a whipping in the corner. Hector is boiling mad. Hector is anxious to get over and to get his brother out of that corner. But every move that he makes, he's grabbed by two men and dragged back into it, and the referee has his back turned and can't see the infraction. There goes Chavo around the ring. Chavo out to take care of his brother, at least to stand guard over him. And the referee's trying to force him back where he belongs. Stan Lane and Steve Kern, the fabulous ones, up in that ring right now. And they're being told off in no uncertain terms. Off on the floor, we've got Chavo Guerrero, and the referee was tolling a count. Here comes Chavo, poking his head up and heading him for the ring where he can get in without getting knocked apart. This could be at least an opportunity for him, but he is still caught. And as Stan Lane follows him, he takes a clobber right at that throat. Not the open hand. He did it with the edge of the hand, and that takes in the territory that can really choke you. And there, the referee trying again to get Hector back into the corner, and the two of them are after Chavo again, and this time the referee almost walked in on that pounding party they were having. Chavo having his troubles. And the Fabs pick him up and get ready for a driving shoulder breaker. And here, this is it. There's one, there's two, and there was two, and that was all. And Lane wants the fast count. Chavo in trouble as Hector races around the ring, tries to get hold of him, and he takes that off after him. Now, as the referee takes hold of Hector, he tries to get him out of the ring, and Hector this time has learned his lesson. He wants to tag his brother. Here's a solid right to the jaw. And again, Hector, Chavo Guerrero caught him with one. now Chavo got his first clean-cut call in that corner. So in comes Steve Kern. And Kern now takes over to give Chavo Guerrero more of the same, while Stan Lane tries to keep the referee occupied. A backbreaker. And he's dropped him solidly right across the knee. And right in the corner where he can taunt. He can taunt the brother. And the referee is trying to keep one-on-one. And there goes Chavo Guerrero hurtling through the air, and standing there waiting for him is Stan Lane trying to stick his head through the concrete. And Hector gets around that ring and starts taking after him. Driving wallop, and Chavo's on the floor. Hector reaching up there to take care of him. You just keep in mind that we have wrestling here at the Sam Houston Coliseum. If you're watching on Saturday night, we have wrestling on tomorrow night, starting at 7 o'clock. If you're watching on Sunday morning, we have wrestling tonight. There it goes for the pin. There's one, there's two, and that sunset flip almost worked. And they're trying to keep him in the ring. And remember, all day Sunday, our ticket office is open. It is open, and it is ready to serve you. But whether you have your tickets or not, be at the Coliseum for what is going to be the final event and the biggest event of 1985. Chavo is the man down. He has been slammed into the barricade around the ring. And as he paces up and down there, he's looking for the opportunity with that referee to get out of there. And Hector gets around to get his brother up and get his brother into the ring. So Lane catches it, and so does Chavo. There goes Chavo looking for the opportunity, and look who's keeping the referee out of trouble. Caught him right square in the kisser. A beautifully placed kick, and Steve Kern trying to commit over that top rope. Lane is inside. There goes a good roll and a beautiful move by Chavo Guerrero, and the crowd goes crazy here as they uncork and start wailing away. Looking for that head crash, and they found it. And the Guerrero brothers are absolutely in their element when they are cutting loose and ready to help each other along the way. An arm swing and right into each other, chest to chest, face to face. And they're trying to set up one of the fabs. The one fab was Kern. And now they're trying to set up Lane. And there go the flying feet and the man down. Hector's on top. Hector is on top, and the leap off the top rope, that leap for life, and the fab is on top. There's one, there's two, and that's not the man who belongs in. That is not the man who belongs in. The fabulous one. The Fab, 17 minutes was the time of the match. The Fabs have taken the match, but they took it with the wrong man on top that time. I can tell you, you can't tell those two fellows apart. The referee sure has a tough time in trying to tell them apart. The fans can't. I know that I had trouble, and the referee is making his way down the aisle to question the fabulous ones. But up in the ring, we have the Guerrero brothers, who have dropped this decision and obviously do not like it.
Stan Lane and Steve Kern showing why they're considered one of the top tag team combinations in the world today, with a controversial yet a victory over Chavo and Hector Guerrero. But next week, in the third of this series of matches between these two teams, we'll have the Guerrero's specialty, a Mexican death match for you right here next week on Power Pro Wrestling. Now, when we come back in just a few moments, we're going to see one of the great matches from the past. It'll be Terry Taylor against Jake the Snake Roberts. We'll have it for you right after our next commercial timeout.
Event for the Mid-South Television Championship, and since it's a title match, it'll be one fall or 15-minute time limit. The challenger from Atlanta, Georgia, at 252 pounds, Jake the Snake Roberts. And across the ring, the television champion from Vero Beach, Florida, Terry Taylor. The referee, Randy Anderson.
One fall or a 15-minute time limit. The television title's on the line. And week after week, Jake the Snake Roberts has repeatedly challenged Terry Taylor. But due to contractual commitments, Terry Taylor, this is the first opportunity that Terry has had to defend the title, Joel, against Jake the Snake Roberts.
Well, Jake the Snake Roberts said he wanted the match on television, and he's got it. But now it's up to him to be able to live up to his claim that he can take the TV title away from Terry Taylor. Frankly, I think Terry Taylor is a very good match for Jake the Snake.
Well, there's no doubt about that. And of course, I know Terry Taylor was displeasing at Roberts' challenges. But you see Jake the Snake slithering around the ring, a very methodical man. He plans his moves one at a time, and he is such a strategist in the ring. And Terry Taylor, what an athlete.
No doubt about it. Terry's in as fine a condition as any athlete in any sport anywhere, I'm convinced. He's got a great fighting heart. He's extremely agile, extremely strong. He's got a great amateur background. He's everything you could ask for in a professional wrestler. He's got all the credentials. Jake the Snake, of course, an international star. He's proved to a lot of people that he's tough and rugged, but Taylor just caught him hard. And Snake is getting out of the ring, finding some sanctuary. Time to redo that game plan, eh, Jim?
Well, I'll tell you one thing. He slithered out of the ring on his hindquarters. He thought he'd outsmarted Terry Taylor, but not that time. Boy, what a crowd. A tremendous crowd here at the Irish Manil Boys Club. There's not an empty seat in this building.
Taylor's got control of the arm now. He's got that arm extended out there, and listen to the fans. They're really behind Terry Taylor. Terry has fought so hard to keep that TV title. I'll tell you, that TV title means a lot to Terry, and it means a lot to the fans as well. Jake the Snake using the hair on that arm lift there. Taylor comes off hard with a body check. Manages to get the best of Jake once again. He's got the momentum in this match. And he's shown me so far, I believe, that he can out-wrestle Jake the Snake. I think as far as amateur wrestling's concerned, you're going to be hard-pressed to find somebody who can outdo Terry.
He's got the arm bar, Joel. Terry Taylor does, and you can hear Jake the Snake Roberts. He certainly is not happy with the way things are going at this point in time, because he really likes to control the tempo of the matches. A more methodical style, whereas Terry Taylor likes to change gears and get into a fast tempo. So contrasting styles here in this television title matchup.
Well, there's no doubt about it, Jim. Jake the Snake is a diabolical competitor. You just can't trust him for a second. Terry, of course, is keeping the heat on him right now. Like I said before, Terry was fired up for this match, and I don't think he's going to give Jake the Snake one bit of leeway. He doesn't underestimate Jake the Snake one bit. I think Jake came into this match a little bit overconfident, and I think he underestimated Terry Taylor. He told me one time that he's going to go after the TV title first because he thinks it's the easiest one to take away. I don't agree with him one bit.
I certainly don't either. I know the fans do not as well. Roberts being a former national television champion, but the caliber of athlete that Terry Taylor is, there's never been a better television champion anywhere than Terry Taylor.
Oh, Jake the Snake managed to use that hammerlock to his advantage. I've never seen that done before. That's something about Jake the Snake. He is extremely unorthodox. He uses holds and maneuvers that just constantly amaze me.
He's so unorthodox, Joe, it would be very difficult to, not necessarily to scout him, but to
have common opponents because no one operates like Jake the Snake, as is evidenced by that reverse backbreaker to the stomach breaker, I suppose.
Well, I think not only does he have a wide arsenal of moves, he has a tremendous natural ability to improvise in the ring. He's so vicious and so devious the way his mind works. Look at him pulling the hair there. Look at him just trying to... Everything he does, he tries to add pain. He tries to injure one particular part of the body. There, he's working on the neck of Terry Taylor. He's stomping him. He's using those ropes to his advantage. He's using that referee's count. He's saved it. And Terry fighting back with a hard right to the midsection and another one. But Jake using a quick headbutt manages to keep the momentum on Taylor. You see there, the ringside camera shows you Terry Taylor's face went hard into that turnbuckle. Brother, that'll give you an excitement headache. Sure. Big body slam from 6'7" up, and now he's up to the second rope. The second rope, and he goes up for an elbow. Yeah! Terry got out of the way.
Terry Taylor moves out of the way. Terry's back. He's regrouping.
Three right crosses sends Jake the Snake to the canvas. And now Terry with a body slam. Terry's going after it. Terry with that knee to the head. He's got the lateral press. 1 and 2. Terry going for the arm whip. But Jake the Snake kicking him in the bird basket. And Terry firing away on him. Terry suffered some injustice in the beginning of the match and a big clothesline. Both men down. Tremendous collision.
The conditioning will come to play right here. The superb conditioning of both these tremendous athletes will come to play right here. This is for the television title. Jake the Snake against the champion, Terry Taylor.
Oh, Jake was up first, and he hit him with a hard right to the face. Terry's hurt, but Terry comes up. Terry with that forearm. Terry got him with the forearm, yeah. 1, 2, 3, oh! Terry retains the television title. Great match, but Jake's got his boot. Jake took his boot up and he hammered Taylor. He hammered him in the back of the head, and Taylor's down.
Terry Taylor has won the match with Jake Roberts. Well, Roberts is getting a steel. He's got the steel chair.
Jake the Snake, probably one of the most diabolical men in wrestling. Look at that. He throws Randy Anderson out of the ring with the chair. What's he doing? What is he doing? Oh! DDT!
Jake Roberts has dropped Terry Taylor with a DDT right on the steel chair. Roberts has dropped Terry Taylor with a DDT on the steel chair. Taylor is the winner of the match, ladies and gentlemen.
Totally uncalled for. The referee's getting Jake the Snake out of the ring, and I hope Terry's not seriously injured.
That was great action from Mid-South Wrestling some months ago. Terry Taylor with a very decisive victory using the 5-arm over Jake the Snake Roberts. Jake the Snake, after the match, DDTing Terry Taylor on the chair. But recently on Mid-South Wrestling, Terry Taylor laid to rest anybody's doubts that he couldn't take Jake Roberts to the limit and defeat him as he beat him on Mid-South Wrestling to clearly earn the #1 contender slot for the North American heavyweight title. We expect great things from Terry Taylor, and I know he always delivers. He's set 1986 as his goal to regain the North American title. We'll keep our eye on that situation. And I'll be back in just a few moments to tell you what you'll see next week here on Power Pro Wrestling after our final timeout from the Mid-South Network. Good morning, everybody. Jim Ross of Power Pro Wrestling coming up in Covington at the beautiful new Walmart store on Saturday, March the 8th, 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. Hacksaw Duggan and Terry Taylor will be there signing autographs. Take your cameras with you as well. You'll have a lot of fun in Covington at the new Walmart. Plus, in Thibodaux, a 20-man spectacular Sunday, March the 9th, 3 o'clock in the afternoon. In Thibodaux, you'll see a 6-man elimination tag and I Quit matchup. 20 top stars all in Thibodaux on March the 9th. Now, right here in New Orleans on March the 9th, a great Mid-South card. 22 top stars from around the world. You're going to see 2 title showdowns. You're going to see Duggan and Sawyer, 10 rounds of tape fists. And you're going to see inside a steel cage, the Mid-South tag titles on the line. Killer Carl Cox. It's going to be a special referee. Ted DiBiase and Dr. Death go against these 2 men, Dick Murdoch and the Superstar.
DiBiase and Doc, you'll never ever get my match, because they got my main man, Murdoch, with me, and we're ready for you. We've been training hard. Come on, DiBiase and Doc, we're going to have those titles around our waist. It's a short future.
Let's get one thing straight, DiBiase and Doc, it's in a cage. Mid-South Tag Team titles against the mask of the Superstar. Nobody's ever taken a mask off, and it's not going to start now, whether it's in a cage or without a cage. But one thing about it, there's not going to be anybody that can help you. We're going to be inside a big steel cage, and it's going to be a battle. And I'll guarantee you what, DiBiase, and Doc, you know this too, we don't back up from anyone. So bring it all together and be ready for a fight, because it's going to be a barn burner, son.
Now, those interviews were made before Murdoch found out that Killer Carl Cox, the man that taught him the Brain Buster, was scheduled to be the new referee inside that steel cage. Now this from the champions.
Well, Superstar Murdoch, we've been going round and round. Now it's a cage match, huh? The belt's against the man.
That's right. Nobody in and nobody out, Murdoch. You've been telling everybody how you want to finish me off. You've been telling everybody how you guys want the belt. Well, it's as simple as this. You're either going to be the new Mid-South Tag Team champion, or we're going to find out at least who one of the masked superstars really is. But the one thing we know for sure is there's not going to be anybody coming in and jumping us from behind. It's going to be a clear-cut victory. Somebody's going to win and somebody's going to lose. Ain't nobody beat this team yet, baby. And we're making a prediction. Ain't nobody going to beat us yet.
Saturday night, April 19th, the Superdome will be the site of the biggest live wrestling event in history. See in person the top 20 teams in wrestling compete for a $1 million prize in the first Jim Crockett Sr. Memorial Cup Tag Team Tournament. Teams signed and scheduled to compete live in the Dome include the Rock and Roll Express, the Midnight Express, Dusty Rhodes, and Magnum TA, the Road Warriors, the Mid-South Tag Champions, the Russians, and much more. These great teams, along with many others, will battle for the $1 million prize live in the Dome. Tickets for this event go on sale at all Ticketmaster outlets on Monday, March 10th. Get your tickets early.
And those wrestling stars will be in the Dome live, as you will see so many other great stars. Sunday, March the 9th, 7 o'clock. Tickets on sale at all Ticketmaster outlets. We'll tell you more in the hour. This, everybody, and we certainly hope you have enjoyed this hour of Power Pro Wrestling. Now, next week, we'll focus once again on the Jim Crockett Sr. Memorial Cup Tag Team Tournament. Now, remember, it's going to be held on Saturday night, April the 19th in New Orleans. Over 20 teams, and the 20 greatest teams in professional wrestling will be on hand to compete for a winner-take-all purse of $1 million. Tickets go on sale on Monday, March the 10th, I understand, in New Orleans at all Ticketmaster outlets. I suggest you get your tickets early for that one, and we certainly hope to see you there. A lot of fans from around the country will be joining us there on that big night. Next week, we'll have a look at the Road Warriors, who will be involved in that tag team tournament on April the 19th. We'll also have another great match from the series between the Guerreros and the Fabulous Ones, this time a Mexican death match. In 2 weeks, we're going to have a great new video from Joel Watts. We'll also see one of the greatest young teams in wrestling, a big surprise that we'll have for you in a couple of weeks here. And next week, also here on Power Pro Wrestling, we'll see the impressive rookie Dave Peterson in action from the Redmond Fieldhouse in Tahlequah, Oklahoma. Should be a lot of fun next week and a lot of excitement. We certainly hope that you will join us for it. Ladies and gentlemen, for our whole crew here at Mid-South Sports and Power Pro Wrestling, I'm Jim Ross. So long, everybody.
What time is that? I still got 10 seconds to get to the dance floor. America! Have you heard? Brand new day, and it's called Earth. You don't need no finesse, or no words and no teeth. You just need 2 arms and an attitude. And everybody sing with me. Come on now. Hallelujah. Oh, oh, oh. Hallelujah. Oh, oh, oh. America, have you heard? Brand new day, and it's called Earth.